Hello, I'm Nash Levinsky and you're watching Break the Fake. They make them, we break them, and tell you everything you need to know. Now tonight, let's talk about the latest melodramatic proclamation from our favorite Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov. In a remarkable display of theatrical flair, Peskov issued a statement claiming that the current US administration isn't directly responsible for a recent attack on Donald Trump, but, and that's a big but, they have created an atmosphere that led to the attack. Yes, you heard that right. According to Peskov, after numerous attempts to eliminate Trump from the political stage using legal tools, courts and prosecutors, and after trying to politically discredit him, it was obvious to all outside observers that his life was in danger. I mean, how could it not be?
Силовых методов военной силы. Теперь, по сути, насилие перенесено внутрь страны. Мы совсем не думаем и не считаем, что попытка устранения кандидата в президенты Трампа была организована действующей властью. Но атмосфера, которая была ею создана, этой администрацией была создана в ходе политической борьбы, атмосфера вокруг кандидата Трампа, именно она и спровоцировала то, с чем сегодня столкнулась Америка.
This is classic Kremlin logic, blame everyone but the actual perpetrators. It's as if they're saying, well, we didn't light the fire, but you did leave that pile of dry wood there, so really, what did you expect? It is fascinating how the Kremlin, a regime that's basically built on political theater and intrigue, suddenly becomes a concerned observer of the democratic process. You can almost picture Peskov clutching his pearls, aghast at the mere suggestion that a former US president could face any form of adversity. Dmitry Peskov has apparently decided to become the literal embodiment of the phrase, the pot calling the kettle black. As if having a spokesman for a dictator lecturing the biggest Western democracy in the art of, democracy wasn't bad enough, there is also the issue of Russia having a bizarre fascination with Donald Trump. We're not going to go into debates about whether it's more than skin deep and whether there is genuine reciprocity there. Let US voters make their own mind on the numerous controversies which are out there. Covfefe may not be your cup of tea, but believing what Peskov says is like accepting an invite to a tea party from Vladimir Putin. You just don't do that, unless you enjoy your life, that is. Now, let's turn our attention to John Veroli, an American PR specialist who spent the years from 1997 to 2010 working as a journalist in Russia. Now, you might think that his time in Russia would have provided him with a keen insight into the complexities of the region. And you'd be right if, by keen insight, you mean he's become another mouthpiece for Kremlin talking points. And of course, he would not be the first media celebrity to do that, Tucker Carlson, anyone? But it never ceases to amaze us just how low can you actually go.
Давайте подключим нашего коллегу, бывшего журналиста «Нью-Йорк Таймс». На прямой связи с США к нам присоединяется Джон Вороли. Джон, вечер. Приветствую вас. Да, не могу назвать это для Америки добрым вечером, но вы один из немногих людей, кто постоянно в нашем общении и в наших прямых эфирах из США говорили, что, слушайте, дойдет до крайности. Вот она крайность, вот эта попытка убийства.
Что в Белом доме? Давай говорим жестко правду. Это террорист. Джо Байден, он террорист. Это человек, который заказывает много террористических атак против вашей страны, например. Мы прекрасно это знаем. Это при Джо Байдене США стал главный спонсор терроризма в мире. Это реально террористический режим в Вашингтоне. Это точно так. Мы все знаем это. Я не сомневаюсь, что Джо Байден и Белый дом стоит за это покушение на Donald Trump.
So, Biden is a terrorist now. Isn't he supposed to be too old for stuff like that? I'm quite sure that terrorist shenanigans require someone to be, agile and quick and all that. Anyway, from supposed truth seeker to full-time spinner of Kremlin nonsense seems to be the chosen career path of Mr. John Varoli, which again is not really any kind of novelty. It may have already occurred to you that if someone goes a long way to advertise themselves as an independent journalist, a truth seeker, or any other description suggesting a good versus evil struggle against some kind of hidden agendas, then most likely the person in question is simply trying to conceal the fact that they are working for some shady characters. And, in many cases, the shady characters in question just happen to be residing at a certain architectural landmark standing in the middle of a square that has the color red in its name. Coincidence, I guess. Now, let's get back to the Kremlin's ever-entertaining PR machine. Dmitry Peskov, Russia's trusty mouthpiece, has issued a statement on the Russian response to the US plans to deploy long-range and hypersonic missiles in Germany. Now, if you're wondering what that response may be, spoiler alert, it involves a lot of chest-thumping and dire warnings about escalation. Peskov, in his trademark style, warned that such a move by the US would be met with a proportionate and powerful response. Because, of course, nothing says peaceful resolution quite like threatening your neighbors with more weapons. It's almost as if Russia's strategy is to respond to potential threats by creating actual ones.
Размещение этих ракет, в том числе и гиперзвуковых ракет, нам придется тоже такие ракеты направлять в ту сторону, я так понимаю.
Конечно, это же всегда была такая, знаете, парадоксальная ситуация. Соединенные Штаты размещали такие ракеты, разного вида ракеты, разной дальности, но традиционно направленные на нашу страну. Наша страна, соответственно, в качестве цели определяла для наших ракет эти европейские точки. И вот парадоксальная ситуация. Америка продолжает зарабатывать деньги, Европа находится в прицеле наших ракет, наша страна в прицеле американских ракет, находящихся в Европе. Мы уже все это проходили, это все уже было. У нас хватает потенциала для того, чтобы сдерживать эти ракеты, но потенциальной жертвой являются столицы этих государств.
Ну, вам тут многие скажут, что то противостояние закончилось распадом Советского Союза в итоге.
И Европа сейчас трещит по швам. Для Европы сейчас не лучшее время, поэтому в разных конфигурациях повторение истории неизбежно.
Подозреваю, вы точно...
So, if you haven't subscribed to the Zarubin channel yet, you're missing out on the cutting edge of state-sponsored drama. Get the news faster than everyone. Assuming, of course, that by news you mean highly curated Russian propaganda. And now, just a story for you not to forget how cynical the Russians can be. A Russian soldier who returned from the war against Ukraine opened a kindergarten in the city of Chita. In Ukraine, the man served in a volunteer Cossack detachment. Now, his name is Mikhail Semenishchev, and before he came to Ukraine to kill people, he used to work as a DJ. Now, that's a career twist, isn't it? According to Semenishchev, the country needs a greater participation of fathers in raising their offspring. He believes that it is precisely the insufficient presence of men in the lives of their children that contributes to the high divorce rates in the country. See for yourselves.
Я сейчас активно лоббирую идею о том, что сейчас нужно сделать упор на полную семью. У нас, к сожалению, с какого-то момента стал такой гендерный перекос на мам. И упустили роль отца. И выросло некоторое поколение мальчиков, которые не совсем осознают свою роль в семье, как отцов. И из-за этого сейчас 80% разводов. Сейчас нужно поднимать авторитетность отцов, чтобы отцы понимали свою ответственность. Нужно то есть понимать, насколько ты важен как в жизни сына, так и в жизни дочери. Когда у нас болеет или уходит в отпуск нянечка, я работаю за няню. Когда уходит воспитатель, я работаю за воспитателя. Все будет обязательно хорошо. И я посмотрел, у нас там границы надежно защищены. Можно не беспокоиться. Победа будет за нами.
Now, before you believe in this good faith of a Russian soldier, let's do a fact check. Yes, a Russian veteran who opens a kindergarten sounds nice. But hear this. Since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine by Russia, more than 3,400 schools, kindergartens, and other childcare institutions were damaged or destroyed. And do we need to remind you how many kids were killed by Russian troops, or how many were abducted? Just recently, the Russians hit Kyiv's Okhmandit Children's Hospital with a ballistic missile. So yeah, next time you think that Russia can't be that cynical, trust me, it can. And so, we come to an end of our episode, but please stay with us here on TVP World, as there is much more waiting for you. In the meantime, I'm Jan Szerwiński. Bye for now.